What is going on, everybody? Google's annual event, their big press conference where they tend to announce like most of the things they're going to be doing for the next year. Google I/O is just around the corner beginning on May 11th. So in this video, I'm going to very quickly go over everything I think you maybe should possibly be expecting to be shown off at Google I/O 2020. So I did this as usual in the form of a Twitter thread where I could organize my thoughts. If you want to see these things ahead of time, potentially things I might make a video about when you see these Twitter threads, of course, you can follow me on Twitter right there. So the first thing we need to talk about here is Android 13. If you know, you know. So I made a video just a few days ago showing off on a Google Pixel 5. I hope my speakers don't start talking to me right now because this happens all the time and it drives me insane. Sounds like we're okay, we're in good shape. Anyways, on my Pixel 5, I installed the Android 13 public beta, and I went over several of the big features in that version of the OS. So we're taking a lot of the stuff from 12L, a lot of the tablet-y features like the taskbar. We're further refining these things, and we're just kind of smoothing things out. So far, we've not really seen any like really big over-the-top, like life-altering, earth-shattering features in Android 13. However, I do expect with some certainty that 13 is going to get talked about quite a bit at this event, and that we're probably going to get whatever big features, whatever the focus is, probably going to hear a lot about tablet and folding phone integration as well, but at any rate, probably a lot to do with Android 13 and kind of the future of where Android is going to be going. Another news story that I personally have literally driven into the ground is the Pixel Watch. It has been so long rumored that Google is going to be making their own smartwatch. Well, it is happening now. We've seen massive leaks on this front. We've literally seen the thing on the wrist of a human being. We saw this thing was apparently accidentally left behind at a bar where it was then picked up and then shared around, and then there was an AMA on Reddit by the guy that has the thing. It was absolutely crazy, totally blown open. But we haven't been able to see the software on it, which we're going to be getting to in just a moment. But we are expected to be seeing this Pixel Watch first and foremost. Okay, we're going to probably, get the price, get the sizes, the colors, so forth and so on. But in terms of that software, last year we talked a lot about Wear OS 3, which, if you don't know, quick little recap here. For a long time, Samsung with their Galaxy watches had their own software called Tizen. And Tizen had a lot of good things going for it. Wear OS, which is what Google uses on their watches, has a lot of good things going for it, but also some negatives on both sides. So Samsung and Google decided to basically partner and to bring the best aspects of Tizen over to Wear OS and to combine them, and this was going to be called Wear OS 3. And the overarching idea here is that it's supposed to sort of modernize and overall just improve the fit, finish, and features of Android's smartwatches, and it was supposed to also kind of give more of a ubiquitous look to them so that the software didn't vary massively from watch to watch to watch. The Apple Watch obviously is consistent. There's only the Apple Watch. So Google kind of wanted to get in a little bit on that idea while also just improving things. Well, up till now, we've not really gotten to see this new Wear OS on anything except for Galaxy watches. Even rather expensive watches like my Pro 3 Ultra here by TicWatch still does not have that big 3.0 update. And we've also seen rumors that the Pixel Watch will be running a 3.1 update, which is an even further version of this. So expect to see much more out of the new version of Wear OS. Hopefully we get word very soon about some of these older watches that are supposed to be getting that update, and of course the lid fully blown off of the Pixel Watch itself. How about a cheaper smartphone? We've got the 6 and the 6 Pro from the Pixel line, but I think we are almost certainly going to be seeing the Pixel 6a, which, if you don't know, the A series on these Pixel devices basically is the budget version of the device. And they've been doing this, I think, since the Pixel 3. You had the 3a, 4a, 5a, and the 6a is now coming. And all these devices are very, very good. Okay, so you've got a pretty solid camera, typically have a mid-range processor, typically they're plastic, typically you get the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and the price is usually somewhere under about $500, and for that price, it's a really, really solid phone. The battery life is usually outstanding. So with the 6A, we have some leaks, we have some rumors here, okay? So we're supposed to be getting, if rumors are to be believed, which I believe that they are pretty much solid at this point, we're not going to be getting the bigger camera sensors before, although we are maintaining the look of the Pixel 6 and the 6 Pro. But we're probably going to be going back to that old tried and true 12 megapixel Sony IMX sensor that has been in every Pixel device from the 5 pretty much back. I think the original number 1 might have been a slightly different sensor. But we're probably going to go back to that old 12, and this is probably going to be an ultra wide sensor on there as well. But I think that, look, it looks like the Pixel 6 and the 6 Pro, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Rumors are we're going to be getting a 6.2-inch OLED display, a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, and the same Tensor chip as in the 6 and the 6 Pro. This thing should have rock solid battery life, should have really good camera performance, won't be as good as the 6 and the 6 Pro, but it's going to be better than a whole heap of phones and for half the price of a lot of them. Although there is a rumor that the 3.5 millimeter jack is going to be going the way of the Dodo, I still think this is going to be a solid device, and we should see this thing also fully unveiled at Google I/O. We should also see some new stuff with some of their home hardware. I don't know why that word was hard for me to find. I don't have any information as to what exactly this is going to be, but it's been a little bit since they've launched anything. They always like to focus some on their Google Home hardware stuff at these events, so I would not be shocked at all to see something like that. And then maybe the most recent one, we had a leak here, a little tweet from Jon Prosser saying that a Google Pixel Buds Pro apparently is coming soon. Now, obviously, we've had several different variants now of the Pixel Buds. I believe there's a Pixel Buds A series that is a bit cheaper, and then there's the standard Pixel Buds. Well, now we're going to be apparently getting some sort of Pro version now as well to augment that line and to potentially up the specifications, up the features, and probably up the price as well. We don't really know anything other than that. Real Red, Carbon, Limoncello, and Fog, which for some reason I keep trying to read as Frog, which is not a color, but to be fair, neither is Fog. Fog is a thing that happens outside, and that's not a color, Google. There will likely be a lot more than that shown off, but these are just the things that I feel pretty safe in saying, yeah, you're probably going to be seeing these things. Let me know in the comments down below which of these you're most excited to see. Might there be a little sneak in there for the Pixel Notepad? If they did, that would absolutely blow the lid off of this conference completely. I did not include it in my little Twitter thread here because we just don't have good information. We think a Q4 launch is possible. If that's the case, showing it here might be a little bit soon, but who knows? Anything is possible. Let me know in the comments down below, like I said, what you're most excited for. I will probably be live streaming this event, doing like a live reaction to it. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that as well. Guys, I will see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.